Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in? Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Last year, 600,000 people were assisted by food pantries in the 13 counties in northern Illinois. That's 1 in every 7 people. 36% are children under 18. 9% are 60 years or older. 78% of these have at least a high school diploma. 17% are African American. 33% are Latino. 40% are white. Who is stepping up to meet this need in Lake County? Cool Ministries. Our mission is to give comprehensive assistance to families in need by reducing hunger and homelessness while encouraging personal growth and self-sufficiency. When did Cool begin?
Well, Cool was the outgrowth of a group of Lutheran, mostly churches and church members in the Waukegan area back around 1982. They all, were having the same problem, which was people coming and knocking on their doors, looking for help, whether it was food or money or housing. It was more than some of the smaller churches in particular could handle on their own. They operated for nearly 30 years out of that small storefront down on Water Street in the downtown area in Waukegan. And then just this month, in February 2016, we moved to a much larger space. And it's not just the size of the space that made the difference. It's that we have a garage door and we don't have to unload over 1 million pounds of food on the sidewalk and carry it indoors by hand.
How has the impact of Cool's work changed since the beginning?
It started with just a handful of volunteers, like I said, maybe 1 or 2 days a week. And now Cool is open at Pantry East 5 days a week. And a satellite pantry was born back in 2007 in partnership with a local church over in Ingleside to serve the western part of Lake County. So we have 2 food pantries now, and we have paid staff, and we have, instead of back in the day they may have had a dozen families on a good day, now we have hundreds, to the point that we're serving 3,000 to 5,000 people in any given month.
What other needs does Cool address?
In addition, to food, people needed housing. That would be like the number 2 need that people were looking for even back then, and it's still true today. People who are homeless, families, people with children. So they started a transitional housing program in the late 80s, and we have expanded that again and again, and now we're up to 12 housing units where people who have children who are motivated to change their life and become self-sufficient, they can come there and stay for, usually it's around a year.
Transitional housing looks to help the families to transition to self-sufficiency. So generally it's about a year. Sometimes it could be it's extended a little bit longer. But when the family comes into the program, we like to work on all the different aspects of life skills. And so the different components of transitional housing usually will have some type of counseling, some type of budgeting work, and they'll address different life skills in order to help the families reach self-sufficiency in the time that they're with us. So the goal is to help them to save up. Oftentimes it would be for security deposit, first and last month's rent, and then a little rainy day nest egg. Sometimes it's for a down payment on a home. But while they're with us, the goal is that they're working on their life skills, they're increasing employment, or maybe getting a better job, more hours. They're going back to school, they're getting their GEDs, they're getting their, starting their associate's degrees or getting certifications, things like that, to build that foundation of self-sufficiency. So when they leave the transitional housing program, the goal is that they are able to maintain self-sufficiency and maintain their own housing on their own. So, and it works.
Cool provides what we call a veterans box, and they are filled with sundries, toiletries, razors, toilet paper, bar soap, body wash, denture cleaner, shaving cream, stuff that they need that they'd have to buy when they come in for their food box. They have to show that they're a veteran and they're a food stamp eligible veteran, and when they do that, we'll provide them with this veterans box. It's really sad to see some of them come in. Especially vets coming back from overseas now, younger guys. When they come in, they're kind of embarrassed. You know, maybe they've having a tough time finding a job, or they've been gone a while and the bills piled up. And those guys, it really helps them.
What would you like people to know about your clients?
You know, every person that you encounter, whether even if you're just giving out food in the food pantry, came from a different situation. We're all very unique, and our lives are unique, and so are our problems and the solutions to them.
I'd like people to know that the people that I work with have the same hopes and dreams for their family that we all do. They want a safe place to call home and lay their head at night. They want, to feed their kids. They want a good education for their kids. I see that they want the same things that we all want for our families, and so they're no different than you and I in that way.
Where does Cool get its support?
Obviously, we still get support, all these years later from the Lutheran churches that's founded our organization, and other churches as well support Cool. We also get support from businesses in the area, foundations, family foundations, some corporations and corporate grants, moms and pops and people just like ourselves will make donations to Cool. Then there's clubs like the Scouts and the Rotary clubs, exchange clubs, AARP, and many others provide support however they can.
What keeps you encouraged in the work you do?
I love working at Cool because it's rewarding. I leave most days, most every day, feeling like I did good, and I feel like I've accomplished something. I've helped somebody that day, and that's just about every day that I can say that I've left here and I've done something for someone, and that goes for the whole organization. Every day we touch lives in little ways and big ways, and it's really fulfilling to see. So that's what I love about working at Cool.
I think this is God's work, regardless of what your official faith is, what church you might belong to. Taking care of your neighbor, I think, is something that any kind of person who has a faith in God knows that's what we ought to do. When you're doing God's work, you just never know how your day might go. You might see His hand in so many different things. It's amazing.
I think one of the things that we have to continue working on is finding ways to keep supporting what we're doing. The government grants are not going to continue to be there. We see those things getting chipped away all the time. Other foundations, we have to be continually looking for ways to support this ministry. And I think we've got a great message to share with people. And I think there are a lot of other Christians that would like to be involved, and they know that their church can't do what Cool can do. But if they would make a little contribution to our ministry, it would make a huge impact.
To learn more, check out our website, find us on Facebook, or contact us directly. Many thanks to all who have supported the ministry of Cool.